And we're live here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Sorry for the delay with some technical difficulties. Ken Straub here, your voice of the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids, back in for Season 2 of Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football. Preseason Week 1 here versus the Ohio Broncos. Back in again for the Ohio Cup, which currently reigns with the Cleveland Broncos. As you see on the score, Broncos up 8-0. We did miss, unfortunately, an opening kickoff return for a touchdown by the Broncos. Ran back and they decided to go for two. Successful conversion there. As we bring you in live here in the first quarter, Rapids are taking over here at offense. Preseason rosters for both teams, so some guys officially signed, some guys coming in. Rapids will look to get in some new faces mixed in with some familiar faces here on first down. Monte Taylor in the backfield, Sean Smith, Darwin Filey, some familiar wide receiver names to Rapids fans. We're going to have a whistle here on the first play. As we get our camera locked in here in Cleveland, Ohio at Stefanski Stadium, home of the Cleveland Broncos. So Rapids again will take over after a penalty there. First down, 4 wide receivers, 1 man in the backfield, Monte Taylor, that man. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass here on first down. Going to throw it outside to Darwin. It is going to be, Darwin does say he caught it. Either way, it'll be second down. Looks like the Rapids are that's going to be caught at the line of scrimmage or incomplete. Referee didn't make a clear signal there. So, no, he is going to call it a catch. It's going to be actually back the Rapids up 2 yards there. So, it's going to be second and very long here. New look for this Cuyahoga Falls Rapids, not just on the field, but off the field as well. A whole new coaching staff in this year, led by former player from last year and now head coach Jamal Singleton, staffed by 2 former members of the Broncos, and offensive coordinator Chris Ballantyne and defensive coordinator Putty. Coach Putty will have his defense ready to go on the other side. And our first handoff to Monte Taylor. He's going to take it onto the outside, try to break it out to the hash. He's going to pick up about a gain of about 4 or 5 there. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for this Rapids offense. And I heard, and I was, privileged to be in on the pregame speech on the outside before the locker room from offensive coordinator Coach Chris Ballantyne. They're stressing very heavily today that this is a preseason game. Nothing is won or lost today. In the national rankings, the game might matter, but in terms of the Rapids fight and strive for a championship this year, this one is exactly what it is, a preseason game. So it's going to be 3rd and long here for the Rapids offense. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. Monte Taylor in the backfield. Quarterback's going to drop back here on 3rd down. He's going to get pressured. He's going to try to throw it out. It's going to be picked off and intercepted just on the other side of half field there. He got pressured. He panicked, and he threw it up. A good play by the DB there to read that play and get his hands on the ball. And not a great start for this offense on the first possession of the game. But, as we said, some things to work out in the preseason. As we do have 10 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. As I said, Broncos up 8-0 on the Rapids. And we'll get, despite the score, we'll get the first look at Coach Putty's defense. As we said, new names on both sides of the ball, but plenty of familiar faces on the defensive side as well. Big Dustin Dye, Mark Hale, Sham Wright, Josh Davis, Sterling Purnell, a lot of names that you're familiar with. Boom Lumbus as well. So Broncos will take over first down here. Quarterback's going to be pressured by Josh, and he's going to be sacked on that first play. A great job there by Josh Davis and the other defensive end to come in and get the quarterback on that play. So the defense off to a hot start. Josh Davis picking up exactly where his his last season all-star form left off. Josh was absolutely fired up today to get ready to play, was leading the guys as he always does. So it'll be 2nd down and long here for the Broncos. Rapids defense looking to pin their ears back. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass here. Pressure. He's going to escape the pocket. He's going to try to, but he's going to be pressured again by Josh. Tackled out of bounds at about the 50. Only going to pick up 1 or 2, but enough to make it a little bit more manageable. Great pressure by the defensive line. We had a lot of that last year. Looking to continue that this year as well. All right, so it'll be 3rd down here. Rapids offense looking to get off the field. Quarterback's going to drop back. He's going to go deep. He's got a man, but it's going to be broken up. Throw a little bit behind him. A smart play by the wide receiver there. Business decision to not try to overdo it. And on the defensive end, too, everybody coming away safely on that play. But great defensive play. And now Rapids offense will get an opportunity to take over, kind of make up for that first offensive possession, see if they can kind of get a bit of momentum. So, Broncos will punt away here, 7:55 and counting here in the first quarter. As we said, Broncos up 8-0. Ooh, and it's going to be almost blocked. It's going to bounce back. Good job to stay away from it. And almost a bad decision there by the Rapids returner to kind of go for a bump and a hit and almost touch the ball, which would have made it a live ball and able to return from the Broncos. All right, so Rapids offense will take over here on their second possession. See if this offense can get something moving. We're going to have an incomplete pass there on first down. So 2nd down now for those Rapids offense. Trying to get just a little bit of momentum. Just get in rhythm here to start this first preseason game. Rapids offense going to break the huddle. Extra offensive linemen, 2 wide receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Monte Taylor in the backfield. Quarterback's going to bobble that snap. He's going to drop. He's going to pick it up, look to pass, going to throw it out. Had a wide receiver out there, kind of rushed the throw a bit. And right now, and I know Coach Chris Ballantyne is going to be preaching that and screaming about it. Not screaming, yelling about it on the sideline. That snap to the quarterback right now, an absolute issue for the Rapids. Not really able to see what the play can develop, and if you can get your playmakers in the space when you cannot get that connection from the center to your quarterback. All right, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 here. Quarterback's going to drop back here. He's going to look over the middle of the field. Had a wide receiver there. Low throw down to his feet. And it does look like, it does look like the Rapids are going to punt. All-star kicker, Bobby Rhodes Jr. Into punt. Bobby took it personal to make sure he came out and won the punting position. I know sometimes you would think automatically kickers, punters. No, sometimes a lot of teams do have a designated punter. Bobby wanted to come out, win that job this year. So Cobras have a returner back at about the 35-yard line, 36-yard line. Bobby Rose Jr. punted away here on 4th down. Rapids running a player in late. Special teams not on the same page just quite yet. Bobby's going to get that, and he's going to nope, he's not going to get it off clean. It's going to be balked. Rapids are going to touch that ball there at the 50-yard line. That's where the Broncos offense will take over. And right now, minus a electric kickoff return touchdown to start the game, which unfortunately we did not pick up on the stream. We're having some issues there. That is the only bit of offense we've had in this game so far. 4 minutes, 52 seconds left here in the first quarter. 8-0, Broncos over your Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. And a good first defensive stand for the Rapids. Josh Davis with good pressure. Sham Wright and our defensive backs with good coverage in the back. We'll see if they can continue that. Quarterback going to hand that off to the running back up the middle. He's going to be hit and met and hit hard. Multiple members of the defensive line in there. Big Dustin Dye. As one of the real keys to this defensive unit last year was their ability to not just stop the run, but get pressure on the ball with 4, with maybe 5, which is the key to any defensive unit being a standout side on each or on their end of the ball, whether or not you're playing high school football, college football, or in the pros. The ability to get pressure with 4 sets up so many different things with the offense. Coach Buddy preaches it, and we've got a talented defensive line that between the All-Stars and the championships, All-Pros, we talked about Dustin Dye being one of the only defensive player, or being the only defensive player to win an MVP on the defensive line. There's talent there for the Rapids up front, but it all has to be put together. We'll have a timeout by the Broncos. Give us a chance to step away here just for a second here on the Strawboro Sports YouTube page. Preseason Week 1, Rapids and Broncos. All right. So it'll be second down here after the timeout. So running clock. 3:52 left here in the first quarter. Broncos going to bring a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to that motion man. He's going to try to cut it back up to the middle. He's going to get there. Then he's going to turn back around. Had the first down. Maybe cost himself a yard or two, but a good pickup there. A little misdirection. So it's going to be 3rd and 2. See if this Rapids defense can hold strong. Broncos have got 3 wide receivers in that bunch formation right off the line. They're going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to go the opposite way, but he's going to be hit immediately. Only pick up a couple, but it'll be enough, it does look like, to pick up that first down. And that'll move the chains. So our first down picked up so far here. So the clock's ticking away, just about to hit 2 minutes here in the first quarter here at Stefanski Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Ken Straub here, your voice of the Rapids, here in again, as I said, for year 2 Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football. Preseason week 1, Ohio Cup, which currently rides with the Cleveland Broncos. So, Broncos will take over here. Ball just on the other side of the 40-yard line. Bringing in that bunch set again. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, bunched in right off the line. Quarterback changing the play up at the line of scrimmage there. He's gonna fake the handoff for a little reverse. Wide receiver gonna break that way on the outside, pick up a first down. A bit of trickery there, and it's well done. As they faked the first handoff, pitched it out to the wide receiver who took it around to the outside, out past the numbers, and picks up another Broncos first down as they are starting to push the ball down the field, and they are starting to pick up some rhythm on offense themselves. All right, so first down here for the Broncos. Three wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. Quarterback going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to get hit immediately and then met by the rest of that defensive line and push him back a bit. A good job there. A good push by that defensive line. After 2 big plays there, I should say, 1 big play and a push in for the first down on the other side. A good play there by the Rapids defense. See if they can build on this. As you see some rotation in there on the defensive line, a stacked defensive line. As it does, yep, and we're going to come to the end of the first quarter. They're going to let the clock run out. 8-0 here at Stefanski Stadium. Preseason week 1, Rapids and Broncos. We'll be back in a second here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Quarterback's going to be hit and sacked there on the first play of the second quarter. Mark Hale in on the tackle. Give a big love and some shout out to Mark. Tough offseason for Mark off the field. We send him all kinds of love, and to his family too. Glad to see him back on the field. He loves football. We talk about it all the time. Eat, sleep, gym, football for our guy, Mark Hale. So good to see him back on the field here and making a tackle there. All right, third down here. Let's see if this Rapids defense can get themselves off the field. Pressure to the outside there, and the quarterback's going to throw it away at the wide receiver's feet. And a good job there by this Rapids defense to bend but not break. So we'll see what the Broncos decide to do here on fourth down. It does obviously appear that they're going to keep the offense on the field. Rapids defense hanging strong. They've already opened up the bag of tricks with the fake handoff to the reverse. We'll see if there's maybe a trick play involved. So it'll be fourth and long here. Two wide receivers each side of the ball. One running back off the right hip of the quarterback. Rapids going to get some pressure. He's going to throw it out to the running back. Had him open. Couldn't complete the throw. Good pressure by this Rapids defensive line, but a missed opportunity there for the Broncos. Definitely had a man open in space with an opportunity to definitely try to pick up a first down. But a break caught for the Rapids offense, so they'll take over there with an opportunity here. 10 minutes, 4 seconds left in the second quarter. Try to put some points on the board. Down 8-0 to the Broncos. Your scoring recap, an opening kickoff return for a touchdown by the Broncos. Taken to the house. Broncos then did go for two, convert the two-point conversion, and there we stand, sitting at 8-0. Ken Straub here, excited to be with you as always for Rapids football. First play, Monte Taylor up the middle, handoff, 6 yards. I know offensive coordinator Chris Ballantyne wants to be able to use Monte as much as possible. Monte, a huge part of this Rapids offense last year, MVP, All-Star as well. So I apologize. Running everything solo today. Monte's going to take that handoff at 2. He's going to break a tackle, pick up enough for the first down. Point that way. Monte Taylor might be preseason week 1. Might be his first time really back in with the Rapids, but in a full regular season form there. So your first down for this Rapids offense, and as the Broncos did on their last possession there, this Rapids offense starting to pick up a little bit of momentum, pick up a little bit of steam through the running game. A familiar thing from last year. Rapids going to go 2 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, 2 running backs in the backfield. Quarterback's going to hand that off to Monte. Monte's going to break it up the middle, and he's going to break some tackles and pick up another big first down there. Rapids offense moving through Monte Taylor. Let me know if you've heard that before. Another big first down there. So, Rapids offense breaking the huddle here. 2 first downs picked up. Coming out in that same pistol formation. This time, Monte going to go out in motion. 4 wide receivers now. Quarterback going to hang on. Oh, handed it off. Up the middle. A nice pickup of 5 there. All right, back in here. Short pickup there. It's going to bring up third. It's going to bring up third and short for this Rapids offense. See what Coach Chris Valentine has cooked up. Six minutes, 45 seconds left in the second quarter. This game moving along lightning quick despite a little bit of lack of offensive production. Both teams, as we said, have had some scrimmages, but your first live game, your first real setting, everybody trying to get in the hang of it. We're going to have a timeout here by the Rapids. Give us a second to step away here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. We'll be back in a second. Back in here, Rapids offense. 2 wide receivers each side of the ball. Monte Taylor in the backfield. Quarterback going to hand it off to Monte. No, he's going to keep it himself. Try to break it out to the outside. He's going to pick up that first down. Danae Dixon, brand new quarterback in for the Rapids. Alex Pennington was in on the first series as well. I don't have my complete roster list quite yet with all of our guys and our numbers and our shout-outs. But those are the 2 quarterbacks, along with Danny Skoleski, who isn't on the Rapids there. Those are the 2 guys who are going to try to lead this Rapids offense. Nothing set in stone quite yet. So we get the clock running here. It's going to take about just under 6 minutes when this play gets started here in the second quarter. Ohio Cup, round 2, Broncos and Rapids. Broncos up 8-0. The Cup currently sits with the Broncos. Rapids trying to bring it home to Cuyahoga Falls. Dylan Dixon checking in at wide receiver as well. Rapids were able to return a lot of their veterans from last year. Quarterback going to drop back to here. It's going to be hit out of his hand. It's going to be stripped, and it's going to be picked up, and this is going to be taken down to about the 20, I was going to say about the 18-yard line. Another mishap there. A great defensive play by the defensive lineman to get in there, get his hand up, strip that ball away, and get a nice return. And now, after not just a little bit, a lot of momentum there for that Rapids offense, they're going to pin themselves back here, and they're going to ask a lot of this Rapids defense. Basically, well, not basically goal line, but in the red zone here. Pinned back deep, not a lot of space to play with. In a good spot still for the offense to open up the playbook to a lot of different options here. So we'll see what Coach Putty and this Rapids defense can come up with. All right, so Broncos offense takes over here at the 20, just on the doorstep. Hand it off to the running back. He's going to go up the middle and get nothing. And actually get pushed back to about the 30-yard line. A great job by this Rapids defense to get in there and make a nice tackle. Give themselves a little bit of space. Make it a little tougher on this offense. 5 minutes here left in the second quarter. Trying to hold here, give the offense an opportunity to put some points of their own on the board. As we said, Rapids offense was streaming through nicely. Starting to move the ball on the ground through Monte Taylor. But a good defensive play, strip, fumble, and a nice return. And it sets up this Broncos offense with a good opportunity. Broncos will break the huddle. Two wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. One up top. Two running backs flanked each side of the quarterback. Quarterback changing the play there. And now they're going to call a timeout. A bit of miscommunication. Coach Putty coming off the sideline, pumped up there. His defense wreaking havoc here. The offense starting to gain a little bit of momentum, working through the preseason kicks. The defense definitely locked in from whistle to whistle. I know the special teams is something that they'll be working hard on as well. A couple mishaps. Obviously, the kick return touchdown, the block punt, running guys on late. But those are things that get cleaned up. The defensive unit itself, though, absolutely locked in. Rapids defense going to break that huddle early. Ready to go. As we said, veterans on this defensive unit. Josh Davis, Dustin Dye. So, second down here. Ball at the 21-yard line. Broncos going to come out in that same formation. Two wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. One up top. One running back behind. One flanked off to his right. We're going to have another whistle. Referee did throw a flag in. Just a bit of a mishap there. All right, second down here. As we said, ball at the 21-yard line. Quarterback going to drop back, be pressured again by Josh, and sacked in the backfield for the second time today by number 97, Josh Davis. Talked about it earlier. Right back in. No preseason for Josh. He's locked in from the get-go. Great pressure. Right in on the quarterback. And once again, we've talked about it many times last year, and it's not that the offense had bad games every game, but this defensive unit prides itself on carrying this football team. And when your defense is able to carry you like this Rapids defense can do, the way you're able to hang in ball games and the way you're able to stay alive. We saw it last year, week 1 against the Cobras, a late interception by Sham Wright, pass interference call on Darwin Filey, Bobby Rose Jr. with a game-winning kick. This defense keeps you alive, gives the offense an opportunity to make something happen. So it's going to be 3rd and long here. Cobra's going to come out 3 wide receivers to the top, 1 solo down at the bottom of your screen, 1 running back in the backfield. Rapids getting pressure again. Quarterback's going to escape that, but he's not going to get very far. He's going to be hit after a gain about 4 yards there. And we'll see what this Broncos offense is going to do. We have seen them obviously go for it once on 4th down, going for it on the 2-point conversion. Not 100% sure what the kicking situation is, but clearly they're going to run the offense out, even if it's just because it's preseason. They want to get some work in. But either way, offense stays on the field. Job not done yet for this Rapids defense, but almost there. 2 minutes, 13 seconds ticking away, so we're probably will get to the 2-minute warning before they get this play off. We're just going to roll through the 2-minute warning. Welcome to Pro Advanced Football. So under 2 minutes now here. 4th down. Rapids get pressure, and that same play out to the outside, but it worked. Running back connected with it. Not enough to pick up the 1st down, but a bit more flow there. Pressure in again by this Rapids defensive line, causing the quick throw. Great tackling, great rallying to the football. All right, Rapids offense. Dene staying in for his 2nd series. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the ball. He's going to drop back to pass here. He's going to throw it over the middle. Or I'm sorry, throw it out to the outside of the numbers. A bit of miscommunication between him and his wide receiver. Preseason kinks being worked out. And I want to give a shout out to John. He's in the booth with me. He's one of our photographers, our great media staff's fathers, one of our members of our media staff's dads. Pointed out to me, quarterback for the Broncos may have banged up his hand on the sideline, getting looked at. Something to keep an eye on, obviously. Another quarterback warming up on the sideline there. So a second option having to be gone to by this Broncos team is quarterback's going to drop back to pass there. Got a man, had Danny open there. Could not complete that pass. Opportunities there, but not being taken. But as I said, new quarterback warming up down there on the sideline for the Broncos. So clearly an injury to that hand, possibly throwing hand, and obviously being preseason week 1. We don't know the extent of the injury, but obviously being preseason week 1. A lot of games left, a lot of football left. No need to chance it there. So we'll see what that does for this Broncos offense. We'll see if maybe they kind of switch into more of a running formation. They start moving the ball on the ground. But we'll see as that opens up. But back to your Rapids offense. They got about 1:30 here left in the half. Trying to make something happen. They're going to go 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the ball. Monte Taylor, not Monte Taylor in. Running back in with Danae Dixon in the backfield. Quarterback going to drop back here. Going to look. He's going to throw it out to the outside. He had Lefty out there. Wasn't able to connect with him. We do have a flag. We'll check. Not sure. We don't have a PA system or a link back into the officials for this preseason game. So regardless, penalty on the play. Ball's going to move to 37-yard line. And it'll be first down for this Rapids offense. We'll see if they can get this ball moving here. Quarterback going to drop back here. Ball's going to be tipped, but he got it out to the outside. Wide receiver going to try to make a move there. Get hit hard. Hang on to the ball. A good job there to pick up a couple yards there. And a good job by this Broncos team to rally to the football there. Laid a nice hit. Just under a minute now. 48 seconds and counting here. Rapids offense trying to put it in go. Quarterback going to keep it himself up the middle. Going to push it ahead. Get the first down. And we'll have a timeout by this Rapids offense. 32 seconds left in the half. Trying to push the ball up. Possibly get in field goal range. Trying to take a shot at the end zone. We'll find out. We'll take a second here, and we'll be back on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. And I got to give more credit to my eye in the sky over here in the booth with me. Does look like the middle finger of the quarterback getting taped up there on the sideline. Appreciate John's eyes on that one. All right, Rapids offense. 32 seconds left in the half. Trying to get the ball up out of bounds. Trying to get Bobby Rhodes Jr. an opportunity. He's got a good leg. We'll see what they can make happen. 2 wide receivers each side of the ball. Broncos going to bring some pressure. Quarterback going to drop back, and it's going to be incomplete out in the flat. It's a little extracurriculars, a couple flags, but cooler heads prevailing. And I can hear him in the booth. Sometimes we pick him up all the way out on the field, but head coach Jamal Singleton, very vocal, putting a stop to it. He was very vocal during our scrimmage that we had. We're here to work on football. So, great job by coach there. But we are going to have a personal foul on the Rapids. I'm going to back them up 15. So, cooler heads prevailing now, but not until a bit of a costly penalty there. So, 28 seconds left, going to back us up very, very deep. 4th and 15. We'll see if the Rapids are going to decide to, and they are. They're going to keep the offense on the field. I don't think it's a bad decision. Now, If we get to the regular season, I may be a bit more critical of this decision. But preseason, week 1, I know that for a fact that Coach Chris Ballantyne is trying to try some things out. And you know what? I'm going to get overruled, or I said I'm going to be the commentator curse. I'm wrong. Overruled on the field. Coach Jamal Singleton going to bring the punt unit on. The smart football decision. Broncos, 2 returners back, about the 35, 36-yard line. We'll see if we can get a cleaner punt off here. Broncos were able to get hands to the ball the last time. Bobby Rhodes Jr. in on the punt. Bobby Rhodes will get that off. It's going to go out of bounds. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to take you on the roller coaster ride there. So trying to get the camera adjusted a bit. Want to give a big shout out to my little brother who's not with me this year, clearly. Because if you've been with us for any of our Rapids broadcasts, a little bit smoother even on the preseason end, but I'm in preseason form. I am not in regular season form yet. So we'll work the kinks out. So 22 seconds left here. Broncos does look like just play conservative football here. Going to pitch it outside to the running back. He's going to try to take it to the outside. Josh Davis is going to find him. He's going to get pushed out of bounds there. Pickup of a couple. $16 seconds left here in the half. As we said, your second year of the Ohio Cup. Cleveland Broncos versus Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. That cup currently sitting with the Broncos. Rapids trying to take it back home to Cuyahoga Falls. So we'll get ready to play our first home game. So we're out in Cleveland here at the Fancy Stadium. Oh, and it does look like. Bro, you've been replaced, little bro, just so you know, because I know you're listening. Broncos quarterback does look like he packed it up for the day. Pads off. Injury not worth trying to push through here in preseason. One quarterback's going to take this, keep it himself, push up for a first down. 10 seconds left and running. Does not look like the Broncos are interested in trying to take a timeout there. So clock will run out there. And we'll get to halftime here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Broncos 8, Rapids 0. We'll see what adjustments the offense can make on the Rapids side as we'll bring you back for the second half here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Ken Straub here. We'll be back at halftime. All right, and we are back live here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page, here for Cuyahoga Falls Rapids preseason football, Week 1 versus the Ohio Broncos. Take 2 on the Ohio Cup, which resides with the Broncos. 8-0. Your score here as we get ready to kick off the third quarter. Broncos up 8-0 on a opening kickoff return for a touchdown. A little squib kick to start the second half there. I'll calm down at about the, looks like 35-yard line. Interesting decision there. As it'll give the Broncos a shorter field. Just want to give everyone a shout out. We did, and I did. Shout out to Little Bro because he always comes through for the podcast and the broadcast, I should say. The comments are now enabled, so leave us a comment, leave us a shout out here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page, your official home of Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football. So we get rolling here in the second half. Third quarter about to get underway. Rapids defense coming back out. First half, a tale of two sides of the ball for the Rapids. Offense, very slow to start, picked up a little bit of rhythm, kind of sputtered towards the end. This defense, from play one, has absolutely hit the ground running. And I got to give a shout-out to my owner, Daniel DeMann. I was talking to him at halftime. Some of the first special teams play that we've had this year, so going to be some kings, going to be some mistakes made, but those things will get ironed out as we roll. So, handoff here on first down for the Broncos. Going to pick up a nice play up the middle. Brand new quarterback in for the Broncos. As we said, we'll see how that changes up the offense. We'll see how that changes up the play calling. See how this Rapids defense can adapt. From the last two plays, I would say, of the first half into the first couple plays here, definitely going to be heavily leaning on the run formation, which is understandable. So we get our camera back adjusted here. Second down. Quarterback's going to hand that off again. Running back's got a nice hold to bounce out to the outside, going to pick up a first down and more. So we take a look in and around. So we get reset. All right. So a first down picked up by the Broncos as they're going to try to get their offense back rolling. Miss handoff there. Quarterback going to try to take that. So he's going to be pushed out of bounds. A good job once again by this defensive line of the Falls Rapids, making plays. Clock just ticking under 10 minutes here in the third quarter. A defensive battle for both teams here. 8-0. Broncos up over the Rapids. As we talked about, take two of the Ohio Cup. Second down here. Rapids defensive line going to look to pin their ears back, get some pressure on the quarterback as they did many times in the first half. Quarterback going to drop back to pass. He got a man. It's going to be picked off. An interception by this Rapids defense. And as we have talked about the defense in regular season form, Coach Putty got him ready to go. offensive and defensive coordinators for the Rapids, former Broncos coordinators. So lots of history, not just between the players on the field, but the coaches as well. This defense playing very well from the jump. A turnover there, misread by the quarterback. Great play in there by the DB. Turn the ball over, and now let's see if this offense can start to get some momentum here in the second half. Monte Taylor moving the ball very well. Menchie in as well at the running back position, bringing some speed to the offense. So this offense will come out 2 wide receivers to each side of the ball. Sean Smith, Darwin Filey, lefty, in at wide receiver. Monte Taylor in the backfield. Quarterback going to hand it off to Monte. He's not going to get anywhere. .845 here left in the third quarter. Rapids come out 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. Monte Taylor looking to make a play here. Danae Dixon, he's going to drop back. He's going to throw out to the outside. Had a jump ball. It is going to be caught by the wide receiver. That's number 13, Mari Mitchell on the catch. Mari playing a lot of defense last year, filling in at corner and safety. Was told by Coach Chris Ballantyne he was moving back to the offensive end, and right there you see why. A huge play there by this Rapids offense. Quarterback Danae Dixon, he likes to throw the ball. He's got a good arm, wants to get on the same page with his wide receivers. You see him on the same page there. A great job by Mari. One of the things Mari was really great at last year, going up and getting the football. You see it again here on the wide receiver side. So Rapids moving the ball. First down, ball at the 29-yard line. Gonna have a first down here. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the ball. Monte Taylor still in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Monte Taylor. Monte's going to try to cut it, not get very far. He's going to be tackled by a loss there. Is Monte going to come off for a breather? Offense going to shift some pieces around. Lefty Danny checking in at wide receiver as well. Is Danae going to come out, get on the same page with Sean Smith Jr., talented wide receiver, in again for the Rapids from last year. Working out the kinks in the preseason. Quarterback going to drop back here, going to get pressure, he's going to throw it out early. Oh, and it should have been picked off. Quarterback was pressured, got rid of the ball early. Wide receivers were still running the routes, didn't look back at the quarterback. DB had his eyes on the quarterback, but a ball bounced out of his hands. Almost a costly turnover to start this first drive for the Rapids offense. 6-10 and counting away here in the third quarter. We'll see if the Rapids offense can capitalize on a bit of luck there and try to turn that around in their favor. It'll be third down now. Quarterback going to drop back to pass here. He's got a man over the middle. Oh, and he had lefty. He put some heat on that. It was just maybe a little bit behind him. And that's the thing for this Rapids offense. And I know as I sit up here in the booth, I can give some of these excuses that the coaches and the players won't give themselves. But We've had practices. We've had scrimmages. This is your first real live fire. This is the first real thing. And quarterback trying to get on the same page with his wide receivers. Still, and I know Lefty will say the same thing. Ball hit his hands. He definitely knows he should have caught it. Dylan Exton checking in at wide receiver. So we'll see what Coach can cook up here on fourth down. As I said, 5:41 left here in the third quarter. Three wide receivers to the top of your screen, one to the bottom. Quarterback going to drop back. Get pressure. He's going to step up in the pocket. And he's going to throw down the field. And he threw it right into the DB's hands. Had Darwin Filey a little bit further back, about the 10-yard line. Tried to push it up into the end zone. Costly turnover there. And with 5:34 left in the third quarter, Broncos going to take over deep. See, I do believe they may have brought it out for a touchback. Not sure. We'll check the spot on the ball. But either way, Rapids defense going to be called on again. Got the turnover. Unfortunately, the Rapids offense couldn't capitalize. Still trying to work through. However, we'll see what the defense can do. They have now, the ball's going to be spotted there at about the 1 yard line. Or I'm sorry, about the 5 yard line. So offense pinned back. We'll see if this Rapids defense can maybe get another turnover, possibly maybe put some points on the board themselves with some sort of turnover. Rapids defense put points up on the board last year. Mari Mitchell with a big catch on the offensive end with a 99-yard game-winning interception return for a touchdown to seal a victory last year. Let's see what this defense can come up with. Showing some pressure. Quarterback's going to pitch it out to the running back, and he fumbled the football. And Josh Davis jumped on it. And that'll be Rapids football at the 1 yard line. On a costly turnover back-to-back. Quarterback tried to pitch it out to the running back. Running back dropped the football. Heads-up play by Josh Davis to jump on that football. Ball at the 1 yard line. We talked about it. There was a quarterback change in for the Broncos. Quarterback injured his hand. And just like that, when you bring in a new quarterback, things can be slightly off. Things can be slightly different. A bad pitch there. And just like that, this Rapids offense is on the doorstep of getting this thing within a point, depending on if they want to decide to go with Bobby Rhodes Jr. for one, or if they're going to keep the offense on the field and try to go for two. We'll see what Coach Chris Ballantyne has cooked up for this offense. As we're absolutely locked into a good one here. Low-scoring game, but a good one. Rapids offense going to take over here, as we said, on just the 1 yard line. Almost, maybe even the half. And I'm going to give Coach Jamal Singleton a bit of credit there. Absolute confusion, whether it was formation, play. Offense was confused. Coach saw it. Rather than run a play that could cost, we had 2 back-to-back turnovers. We don't want to lead into a third one. Call the timeout. Let's try to secure some points on the board. All right, as we're going to step back in. Rapids. As you said, Rapids offense knocking on the doorstep, sitting here at about the half. Yep. So about the 1 yard line. Just a Rapids push. A tush push away from being able to get this game right back. We'll see what this offense can cook up. Quarterback going to take it under center, keep it himself, try to push around and dive in. And we have our first Rapids touchdown of the year. Quarterback Danae Dixon with a quarterback sneak. A good job there. You know what? When you have a quarterback that is that big, that strong, and that tall, you put the ball in his hands and you make it easy on your offense. And that is exactly what they did there. So now we'll see. And it does look like, it looks like we're going to keep the offense on the field. Rapids going to try to tie this ball game up. So we'll update that score. So the Rapids get 6 on the board. So as we said, offense going to stay out on the field. Four wide receivers. We're going to spread them out, 2 on each side of the ball. Look for a potential maybe quarterback scramble here. Quarterback's going to take it. He's going to drop back. He's going to look to that outside there. Got it. And it's caught. A completed conversion there. An outstanding job. Danae Dixon to Danny Skalecki, former Bronco himself. And just like that, we've got a tie ball game here. 5:24 left in the third quarter here in your second round of the Ohio Cup. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids 8, Ohio Broncos 8. Whew. And just like our first game of last year, when we had our game-winning kick against the Cobras, we're locked in to see a good one here. Now we'll see if this Rapids defense, fresh off of a turnover, fresh off multiple defensive stands, can get themselves another turnover, give this offense another opportunity to get back in on the ball. So had it muted there for a second, trying to take care of something behind the scenes on the broadcast. On a fortunate mistake there, it's going to be a kick out of bounds penalty. Ball's going to get moved to the 40-yard line, and this Broncos offense is going to have a decent starting field position. We do have, as I said, 5:24 left in the third quarter, 8-8, round 2 of the Ohio Cup. Falls Rapids, Ohio Broncos, locked in to a good one here. Give a shout out to our guys over at Western Reserve Digital Radio, tapping in with us on the broadcast as well. Appreciate the love, and although he did make fun of it himself, I do appreciate the messages behind the scenes, giving me a little tidbit of information there. Always needed. So try to bring up the broadcast myself on the side. Tap in with some of your YouTube comments as well. Shout out to the 216 Sports Network. Tap in with us as well. Handoff there. Quarterback kept it. Tried to do too much with it. And for the third time this game, Josh Davis in on the sack. As I said, big shout out to Paula tapping in with us as well. As always, Paula, our community director, owner of Schmoopy's Sweets and Treats. Check them out on Facebook as well for all your baked goods. Shout out to Ant. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate that love from Tennessee. Bobby Rose Jr.'s family checking in as always. Chris Ellis, we appreciate you, Chris. And give some love, as I said, to the 216 Sports Network. Shout out to my guy Mel as the 216 Sports Network. Network I very much love, as I was a part of myself. Celebrate their anniversary as Mel gets rolling, was doing stuff today on his games. Shout out to Mel for checking in with us as always. Our guys there. Second down here. Quarterback going to drop back. He's going to try to take a shot. And it's going to be picked off there at about the 40-yard line, and it's going to be returned back. He's out to the 40. He's out to the 30. He's going to get all the way down to about the 20-yard line. And it's easy to be a broken record because I can say it over and over again, but it has to be pointed out. This Rapids defense once again coming through. A huge turnover there. A nice return, setting this offense up to have awesome field position and a chance to push themselves ahead. And yeah, very, very true. The quarterback floated that ball up there. Great job by the defensive back to track that ball, get to it. Wide receiver was pushed out legally, but was blocked off there. Could not get back to that ball, underthrown. And now, here we go. Rapids offense. Ball at the 20-yard line, just like they had it the last time. They needed the turnover back on the other side to get those points. Now we'll see, with a second opportunity here in the red zone, what this offense can do. So Rapids break the huddle. Two wide receivers, each side of the ball. Mari, Darwin, Lefty, and Sean in. Quarterback, Dennis Dixon. Once again, he's got to come over onto that right-hand side. Have a little communication, and they're going to direct hand it off to the running back, who's going to take it up the middle. I like the idea. I really, really do. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of how that was executed. Maybe want to speed that up just a little quicker, because I think even, although my man in the booth saw it with me, everyone kind of figured out at some point that may have been snapped because it was taking a little while. But I like the idea, and I like giving it a shot here. That's something we see what happens. We put that one back in the bag. We work on it. We bring that out for another rainy day sometime later in the year. And yes, shout out to Nick, Coach Nick. Football is back. Rapids football back here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids preseason week 1. Second down here. Quarterback going to take this one himself this time. Going to drop back. He's going to hand that off to the running back. He's going to try to break it out to the outside, cut it back up the middle. Going to be wrapped up there. Menchie's a talented, quick running back. Trying to dance through the hole there. Good job by the Broncos defense to wrap him up. You give him an inch of space, and he will absolutely take yards from you. We're going to be just under 3 minutes here in the third quarter. 8-8. As I said, I feel like a rivalry game on ESPN to hammer the point home. Ohio Cup round 2. This building rivalry between these close teams, coaches, players, ownership groups. Third down here. Let's see what this Rapids offense can do. Can they pick up the first down? Quarterback going to drop back to pass. He's going to get hit, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. No time to get that ball off. Instant pressure on the snap. Great job by the Broncos defensive line to get in there and bring them down. It's going to bring up 4th and long here for this Rapids offense. We'll see what Coach Jamal Singleton is going to cook up. And you know what? I'm a big fan of this. Bobby Rhodes Jr. is going to come in to attempt the field goal. Bobby Rhodes Jr. has a leg, has made kicks like this many times for the Rapids last year. I think the biggest thing that I would say for this Rapids team is they need to get a good hold on the line and give Bobby some time to get that kick off. And we're going to blow the whistle here. We're going to call a timeout. Running guys on late. It's been a thing. We talked about it many times last year. We talked about it many times already this year, or already here in our first preseason game. Running guys late on the special teams, a bit of confusion there. As we did say, I spoke with owner Daniel DeMann of the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids there at halftime. First time the special teams unit has really been able to lock in together. So going to have some mistakes, going to have some kinks as we get later in the game, different substitution packages for different guys at different fitness levels. You know, you're going to have some confusion. So Bobby Rhodes Jr., we're going to come back in here. 1:15 left in the third quarter. Bobby Rhodes Jr., a 45-yard field goal attempt here to put the Falls Rapids up on the scoreboard. Danny Skalecki in on the hold. Snap is back and clean. Ball is up, and it's going to be wide. Bobby had the leg for it, just a little bit wide to the left there. I know nobody is harder on himself and on his play than Bobby Rhodes Jr. As you see the love there from his teammates. They know what Bobby can do, but he'll definitely want that one back. But preseason, back into practice, and I know Bobby will be back in the gym working hard. But as we get back to this, now Broncos offense going to take over. Ball at the 28-yard line. Rapids defense has been on fire. We'll see if they can continue this hot streak. Not let the ball go very far down the field. Multiple turnovers. Broncos look like they're going to try to move the ball through the air this time. Pressure immediately. Thrown out into the middle. It's a nice pickup there. Great tackle. But the first down picked up. So the Broncos offense coming out here, as we said, just under a minute left in the third quarter. Points at a premium and points starting to get very, very important as we start to move into the fourth quarter. We start to get to money time. And the concern, if you're Coach Putty on the defense, I know he would tell me, nah, it's not a concern. But as this defense continues to come out, possession after possession, you calling upon them, mistakes can happen. We'll see if the defense can continue to play mistake-free football. Going to hand it off up the middle, going nowhere. I got to correct myself. There was not a first down. So now that's going to bring up third down. Great job by this Rapids defensive unit, as I've said many times, but the defensive line there coming up huge. And clock's going to run out there on the third quarter. So 8-8. Broncos, Rapids. We're going to head to the fourth quarter here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. We'll be back in a second. And we are back. We are live here at Straub Bro Sports Show YouTube page. Ken Straub, your voice of the Rapids, here back. Season 2 of Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football. And we started out with none other than our Ohio Cup rivals, the Ohio Broncos. 8-8 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter here. Broncos, an opening kickoff return for a touchdown, I should say. Their points with a 2-point conversion. Josh Davis recovered a fumble on the 1-yard line. Danae Dixon pushed it in. And then the 2-point conversion, a great throw to Danny Skalecki. And we're all tied up at 8. Third down here for the Broncos. Quarterback going to try to keep it himself, and he's not going to go anywhere. Hit for a loss. Coach Putty excited on the sideline, calling upon his defense to not just keep this game close, but to make plays themselves to put the team in position to win, and the defense has responded. So that's going to bring up fourth down here. I'm going to assume that regardless of the kicking situation, that the Broncos would somehow form a way to punt this away. Yes, they are. Both special teams units running guys on late right now. It doesn't seem like either team knows what's going on. And Dustin's going to get off late. Just got it off and just got the punt off. That's going to go out of bounds. And that was a crazy sequence there. As both teams were running guys on late. Dustin Dye, I think he did about a Usain Bolt 100-meter dash to get himself off of the field. Got off in time. There was a wide receiver wide open. They could have been able to snap the ball to him, but a great job there by the special teams. And yes, they may have got the guys in late, but the special teams unit here in the fourth quarter coming through for the Rapids after a couple of mishaps. As you're going to see Josh Davis checking in on the offensive line. As Coach Chris Ballantyne said pregame, not as many numbers today for the Rapids as we will have going forward. Everybody's going to play. Guys are going to play in different spots. Going to get yourself a run everywhere. Do it for the team, and you see that there. As I said, Josh is going to check in on the offensive line. And we'll see what this offense can get rolling with. So, 1st and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. Danae Dixon stays in at quarterback here to start the fourth quarter. Low snap. He's going to throw it out to Danny. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Low snap, quick throw, over his head, bad all around. We scrapped that one. We head to second down. 10:43 and counting here in the fourth quarter, 8-8. Broncos, Rapids, preseason week 1 here in the PAFL. Both teams looking to have successful campaigns. The Broncos coming off a championship up in the, I should say in the 2A, going up to 3A this year. Rapids looking to bring home that 2A championship here in their second season as an organization. So see what the offense can cook up here. Quarterback going to drop back to pass. Going to throw it over the middle, and he's got Lefty there for a big first down. Ooh, and some friendly fire there. Lefty taking a big hit there, getting up. Great catch and throw. A throw and catch there, I should say. Big first down. 9:30 ticking away. And I will say, don't have any reports, haven't heard anything. Nothing was mentioned to me. No Monte Taylor here so far to start the second half. Haven't seen Monte since, I would say, about towards the end of the third quarter. Not sure if it's just trying out a different formation. Maybe a little banged up. Definitely want to keep Monte healthy. Saw the electricity today. Quarterback going to drop back here. Throwing it out to the outside. He's got Danny out to there. Nice spin move. And we'll move the chains again for another first down. Oh. I should say still second down. Shout out to my right-hand man who is not here today, keeping my yardage together. Quarterback going to take that and hand it off. Running back's going to try to turn around a reverse field and not going to go anywhere. Tried his best to try to turn something very negative into a positive play. Not going to go anywhere there. And that's going to back them up. We'll check the downage. 8 minutes, just under. Take it away here in the fourth quarter. Starting to get down to crunch time for both teams, both offenses. Both defenses have been called upon since the get-go to kind of lead this game. Both defenses have done well. We'll see what Coach Chris Ballantyne can cook up here. Third down for this offense. Almost a bobble snap there. Quarterback's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to throw it down the field, and he's got Mari Mitchell in for a touchdown. And a broken play turns into an outstanding one. Mari Mitchell in on a great catch, his second of the game. Wide open down there. DB tried to come over and make a play. Mari went up and got that ball. A great job by Dene on a bad snap to step up in the pocket and step up through the pressure and make a great throw. A great job by Mari. We've talked about it. Mari has amazing ball ability, ball catching ability. He can go in and track the ball. He did it so many times last year, multiple interceptions, able to get himself on the offensive end this year. And you can see it pay dividends there. Bobby Rhodes Jr. going to come in to attempt the extra point here. See if we can get this one off a little bit cleaner. Ball is down. Kick is up. And good. We do have a flag on the play. A little bit of extracurriculars, but kick up and through. And now, with 7 minutes and 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Cuyahoga Falls Rapids take a 15-8 lead over the Ohio Broncos. As we said, getting to money time here in the fourth quarter. Dene Dixon steps up in the pocket, fights through the pressure, throws it out. Mari Mitchell with an outstanding catch, his second of the game. A big touchdown there. A timid touchdown celebration for Mari Mitchell. I have to say, I did joke with him myself pregame that we got to save the good stuff for the regular season. If you do remember, we posted it on the Strawbro Sports Show page and collaborated in through, obviously, the Falls Rapids page. Mari Mitchell last year, a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown with a little headstand celebration after. A little timid today, but that's fine. We've got plenty of time to get those rolling. I know Mari's got plenty locked in the bag there. So does Darwin Filey. All of our wide receivers ready to have some fun with some Falls Rapids football this year. On the penalty, gonna move the kickoff up. Bobby Rhodes Jr. with that leg should have no problem trying to pin the Broncos deep. Bobby's just going to boot that almost through the uprights. Nice job there by Bobby. So, now, after majority of the game being on the front foot, Broncos have to taste a little bit of adversity. We'll see how that offense can respond playing with a different quarterback. Starter got hurt late in the second quarter, have had to switch over. The offense hasn't looked the same through the air. They have been able to move the ball a little bit, a couple first downs, but we'll see now. 7 minutes, 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We'll see what this offense can do, but on the rapid side, this defense, interceptions, multiple sacks, fumble recovery has been lights out. 2 fourth down stops as well. I know Coach Buddy is going to be looking to his defense to lock this down for the rest of the game. Nothing should change here for this defense. So it'll be first down here for the Broncos. Ball at the 20. Running back going to come in motion. Stop. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Going to bring around to the outside, try to cut it back. And he's going to be found and tackled by multiple members of that Rapids defense. Only of a gain of about 1 yard there. And I will say it isn't just the turnovers from this Rapids defense, the way they have rallied to the football to tackle. It was a staple last year. Nothing has changed this year. This defense rallies, puts hats on the ball, and they've got some big hitters that want to hit you as well. Anywhere that there is contact, you'll find Mark Hale. So 2nd and 9 here. 2nd and 8, I should say. 6:23 left in the fourth. Quarterback going to drop back to pass. He's going to get pressured. Going to try to throw it over the middle. He's got a man wide open. And he's going to push that out for a first down. And now, 6 minutes left. This Broncos offense starting to push the ball themselves. All right, so Rapids defense, after giving up the first down here, looking to bend but not break. 5:23 ticking away in the fourth quarter. 15-8. Handoff to the running back up the middle. He's going to break some tackles there and push out for a big gain. And as I must be fair, as I was very congratulatory and celebrative of this tackling of the defense, a bit of a couple missed tackles there. So the clock's going to tick under 5 minutes now. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Quarterback's going to drop back here. He's going to throw it out. It's going to be tipped. Ooh, and almost. Nobody in the immediate vicinity of that ball. Tips one way or the other. Could have been possibly a game-sealing interception. However, 3rd and 1 now. Opportunities for the Broncos offense starting to become limited. This Rapids defense has been locked in, need to remain locked in. They're going to be the ones to be called on here to seal this victory here in preseason week 1. Third and 1 here. Quarterback's going to take that, pitch it out to the outside of the running back who's going to pick up the... Oh, no! He almost had the first down there, and he was picked up and dropped. He's still running, but we've got multiple whistles. So we will finish the play out there. However, It looked like he was immediately stopped on the original tackle. Tried to gain second momentum and push it forward as the referees are going to come together and have a discussion. A great tackle by Sham Wright. The one thing about Sham is a great corner, but Sham loves contact. So the referee is going to head over to Coach Jamal Singleton, kind of let him know what happened as we're going to try to figure this out. So, okay, so no touchdown. They are going to give him the first down on the second effort, which is, I won't be too critical of the referees in preseason week 1, although my brother's not here to stop me. Excuse me. But shout out to Mom. Mom's checking in. Love you, Mom. 3:26 now left in the fourth quarter. 15-8. Round 2 of the Ohio Cup. Rapids up over the Broncos 15-8. Broncos up 1-0 in the Ohio Cup standings. Rapids looking to tie that up here. Quarterback. Oh, and we're going to have a flag. Coach Jamal Singleton is fired up. We're going to have a false start on the offense. It's going to back them up. Clock's going to stop with 3:03 left in the fourth quarter. Crunch time, money time, sweaty palms time here at Stefanski Stadium for preseason week 1. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football. A cold but nice day. The rain held off. We got some early. Held off for us here. So a cool night, but a great night for some football. As we bring you into the fourth quarter here. Clock now ticking. 2:45 and counting left in the fourth quarter. Opportunities running out for this Broncos offense. Opportunities to end the game coming up here for this Rapids defense. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 2 up top, empty backfield. 1st and 15 here. We're going to have another flag. Coach Jamal Singleton, he's been over there on the referee, not in his ear, but asking the referee, please, asking the official, please look, please take a look at this. Back-to-back plays, back-to-back false starts, trying to get out of that stance as quick as possible to try to guard this defensive line that has been all over their quarterback, getting a bit jumpy, and now 2:20 and counting in the fourth quarter. Broncos are going to have a 1st and 20. Clock down to 2:15. We did not get a 2-minute warning stoppage in the first half. I can't assume that we're going to get one here in the second half as the clock does approach those 2 minutes. Oh, and no, well, now we will. All right, so we will have our 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter. So 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter here at Stefanski Stadium. Rapids 15, Broncos 8. Round 2 of the Ohio Cup. We'll be back for your last 2 minutes here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. All right, 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter as we're back on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Ken Straub, your voice of the Rapids, here in again for week 1 of the preseason for year 2. Defensive unit for the Rapids has played outstanding. The offense has come through in the clutch. All that stands between them and a victory is a defensive stand here. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 1st and 20. Quarterback going to hand it off to the running back. He kept it, pitched it. Running back made a nice move. Juked our big defensive end Dustin die there. However, a gain of, it does look like maybe 3 or 4 as the clock continues to run here. That's the most important part for this Rapids defense right now. And trust me, the defensive plays that Dustin has made on the defensive end, not a knock there. Running back, a good play out in space. 2nd and 15 now. 1:25 ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Rapids defense trying to finish the game out. Quarterback going to drop back. He's going to be pressured again by Josh Davis, who's going to get him down. And for the 4th time today, 4 sacks, a fumble recovery. Josh Davis, an absolutely outstanding game. Timeout going to be taken here by the Broncos smartly. 1:05 here in the fourth quarter. It's going to be 3rd and very long. All right. So 1:10 left here on the timeout. 3rd and 15 for this Broncos offense. This Rapids defense very, very close, within touching distance of an Ohio Cup victory, tying up the career series with the Broncos at 1 apiece as we've started this rivalry and look to continue it between these 2A and 3A teams with close ties. Coaches Chris Ballantyne and Coach Putty, former Broncos championship winning coaches, now over here on the Rapids side. Multiple players as well. A lot of love, a lot of fight between both of these teams. A good one today, and we've got a great finish ahead of us. Big ask for this Broncos offense with a backup quarterback in here. They have been able to move the ball. They have been able to pick up chunks of yards. Need a big one here on 3rd and 15. Opportunities at a minimum. Quarterback going to drop back. He's going to be pressured. He's going to throw it out to the outside, and it's going to be caught. Rapids off. No, it's going to be called incomplete. He tried to slide under there and get his hands on the ball. Defensive players from the Rapids immediately flagging that it was an incomplete pass. Official agrees. And now 4th and 15, 1:03 left. A defensive stop here for the Rapids, and that's your ball game. A first down picked up by the Broncos offense still will give them an opportunity to try to not just tie, but win the game with a 2-point conversion. Defensive players for the Rapids have to hang in here. Some substitutions made in. Everybody being used in today, and I like that. A timeout by the Rapids. And I have to give Coach Buddy some love. I love the way Coach Buddy coaches. He's got so much excitement on the sideline. He called that last time out for his defense and absolutely came dancing out from the sideline to talk to his guys. He knows one more play from a defensive unit that has been outstanding this entire game, and that is going to lock up a victory here in preseason week 1. Yes, we talked about it. A lot of learning, a lot of trying to get sharp at the game of football here today. But at the end of the day, these guys want to win. And there's an opportunity here to bring that cup back home to Cuyahoga Falls. And I know for a fact, as I see our owner there, right there on the sidelines, I know he's excited for it. And I know this coaching staff wants to bring it home too. And as has happened with all of the timeouts, the defensive team has broke the huddle. They are ready to go. So we'll set the scene one more time. 1 minute, 3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 15-8. Rapids up over the Broncos. 4th and 15 deep in their own area. 35-yard line for the Broncos. Gotta have 15 here to keep the game alive. Quarterback going to drop back. He's going to be pressured. Gets away from it. He's going to throw it away, and it's going to hit the ground. The pressure by Dustin Dye. The pressure by this defensive line. And that is going to turn the ball over. And now all this Rapids offense has to do with 57 seconds left is kneel the ball out. And we go home 1-0 week 1. And we go home with that Cuyahoga Falls, or bringing back home to Cuyahoga Falls that Ohio Cup. As we see a little bit of celebration, a little bit of fun. It's always good to go home with a win. Preseason, regular season does not matter. 57 seconds left on the clock. Coach Chris Ballantyne all the way out there with his offense, calling in the play there. I think more of just a, hey, let's kneel this out. Let's be smart. Let's have fun. But let's also keep it professional. Nothing but formalities now. And with a kneel down there by Danae Dixon, that is going to put preseason week 1 in the books with a late touchdown. A 1-yard run in from Danae Dixon, an outstanding pass on the 2-point conversion to Danny Skalecki, and that does it. Your Cuyahoga Falls Rapids are going to run the clock out here on week 1, 1-0, and they're going to bring that Cuyahoga Falls, or bring back to Cuyahoga Falls that Ohio Cup 1-1 now in the series. Much love between these teams here, as you see after the game. Lots of friends, lots of good people on both of these squads. We wish the Ohio Broncos absolutely the best of luck on their season as they head into their 3A season. We wish them the best. Your Rapids will be back for week 2. I'm going to step off the broadcast, step into the post-game interviews. I'm going to be sitting down with your MVP of the game, clearly, without a doubt, Josh Davis, and I'm going to try to snag Danae Dixon as well. We're going to sign off here on the YouTube page. Those interviews will go up on the Instagram and Facebook page. Follow us, Strawbro Sports Show on Instagram and the Strawbro Sports Show on Facebook. Here on the YouTube page, do us a favor on your way out. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share. Much love to all of you. Thank you for joining. I'm Ken Straub, signing off for the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids, 1-0, taking home the Ohio Cup. I will see you next time. And as always, please remember to love yours.